Hello, friends. This is Dave Hurwitz, executive editor at ClassicsToday.com, here with random reviews. And right over here, the box of boxes. I went and just stuck my hands in and pulled out 3 of them. I could do the fishing expedition live, but I just thought it was sort of easier to be prepared. And, I got 3 kind of interesting boxes, actually. My boxes were never alphabetized, by the way. They were always out of whack. So whatever I got was what I got. I just sort of knew where things were and could dig around and find them. And sometimes I like digging because, you don't know what you have until you look. And sometimes it's just, anyway, it worked out. So here we have 3 boxes. The first is very interesting. This is the Frieder Bernius Kammerchor Stuttgart Complete Sony Classical Recordings. Well, haven't seen that for a while, have we? And this has got some great stuff in it. You've got the Monteverdi Vespers and Heinrich Schütz, the Psalms of David, which are fabulous. Schütz is such a great composer. I know I need to do a talk. I have the complete Schütz edition in boxes, probably sitting over there on Karus. So at some point, I'm going to talk about it more extensively. And then we have Schütz's Story and Birth and Wiederauferstehung, or Resurrection of Jesus Christ, and the Symphonie Sacrée number 3. So that's a lot of Schütz. It's discs 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 out of 15. Then we have Zelenka. Oh, yes, the Missa Omnium Sanctorum and the Missa Dei Filii. These are so much fun. I mean, Zelenka is just a hoot, and his late masses, which is what these are, they are extraordinarily wonderful. So colorful and full of life, and oh my God, they're fun, and you just got to hear them if you haven't. Let's see, and Bach, motets, beautiful performances. I mean, the Stuttgart Kammerchor, the chamber choir of Stuttgart is fabulous. I mean, just fabulous. And let's see, Gluck, Orfeo, and Euridice. Well, look at that. That's an interesting thing. This is with all kinds of different instrumental groups. The Baroque Orchestra Stuttgart, and also the Choral Schola Niederalteich. I don't know what they are. Tafelmusik, Musica Fiata, Concerto Köln, the Deutsche Bläserphilharmonie. It's all there. Anything you've ever wanted to do. Oh, by the way, somebody quite hostilely said that I would never be taken seriously unless I corrected my German pronunciation and had to, work on it and all that stuff. I mean, the usual bullshit about pronunciation. And, I just, he's history. I'm not dealing with that kind of crap from these people, really. They don't want to take me seriously? Don't. I don't care. Doesn't bother me a bit. Anton Bruckner, Mass number 2 and motets. By the way, I speak German. I speak German quite well, actually. But some of this stuff, doesn't matter. And, I want to say something. I can't let it go because I already did a rant about pronunciation, right? I just want to say one thing. The reason not to worry about it is because, A, all of us have accents, whatever it is. And when you're dealing with 20 different languages or 50 different languages as we are now in the world of classical music, as long as you know who I'm talking about, it doesn't matter. That's number 1. And number 2, the other thing that really gets me is I want people, because frankly, the people who know how to pronounce things and think they can lord it over those who don't, screw them. That's really how I feel about it. The point of this exercise is that it doesn't matter. The point is to get to the music, to enjoy the music, to not worry about whether you've taken a course in elocution or know whether you're pronouncing something correctly or not. So I'm telling all of you out there, we don't care how we pronounce things as long as we know who or what we're talking about. That is all that matters. End of conversation. So Bruckner, Mass number 2 and motets, beautiful performance. And Brahms, Lieder, Romanzen, and Gesänge for choir and various ensembles. Now, Bernius, let's face it, I did a whole video, you may recall, on why choral conductors are often not great conductors, symphonic conductors. And Bernius is like a case in point for that because he can do beautiful things with a chorus. I would never much want to hear him without one. And sometimes he's a little bit soft-edged. He's a little bit, under the excitement bar But he's a very, very sensitive, really, really good conductor of all this choral music, particularly the early stuff. And he trains these choirs wonderfully. So this is a really good box. For the most part, really, really first class. So there you go. The Bernius Complete Sony Classical Recordings on Sony Classical, 15 CDs worth. That goes there. Then we got The Art of Ataulfo Argenta. Yeah, the great Spanish conductor who unfortunately passed away by carbon monoxide poisoning when he started his car in a closed garage or something. It was just a horrible thing. This is kind of amazing. There's that Decca set of his stuff, but this has much, much more than that. And all kinds of weird things. And it's 22 discs. I'm just going to run it down. He was really a talent. He died in the early 60s or late 50s. But the cool thing about him actually was that he did lots and lots of recordings of zarzuelas. He was a great zarzuela conductor, and he did tons of them. And some of them are here, and some of them are not. So most of this is like normal music that is not specifically Spanish. But here it is. You ready? Guridi, Diez Melódicas Vascas, the 10 Basque melodies. Breton, Escenas Andaluzas en el Alhambra, Bolero de Concierto, and La Dolores. Yeah! Thomas Breton, yes, he's a zarzuela guy. Rodrigo, Concerto de Aranjuez and Concerto d'Estio. Ravel, some Ravel stuff. Alborada, Mother Goose, Rhapsody Espagnole, The Pavane, Debussy Image, very beautiful performance. It was on Decca. Granados, Andaluza, and Goyescas, Falla, El Retablo de Maese Pedro, Concierto de Clavecin, yes, the harpsichord concerto, and El Amor Brujo, 2 versions. Nights in the Gardens of Spain live, El Sombrero de Tres Picos, yay. Chabrier, España, Moskovsky, Spanish dances, Liszt, a Faust symphony, Les Preludes, piano concertos 1 and 2. These were Decca things mostly. Strauss, Don Juan, 2 versions. Till Eulenspiegel live, Berlioz, Symphony Fantastique, that was Decca. Rimsky-Korsakov, Capriccio Espagnol, that was Decca. Smetana, The Bartered Bride, Overture live. And Weber, Oberon Overture live. Beethoven's Eroica live. Ooh! Brahms, Symphony No. 2 live. Then Violin Concerto live. This live stuff is iffy. Tchaikovsky 4, Violin Concerto. Torina, Danzas Fantásticas. Oh, yes, we love those. And the Sinfonia Sevillana. Escudero, Concerto Vasco, para piano y orquesta. When was the last time you heard that? There's some cool stuff in here. Mozart, Beethoven, and Brahms. Sonatas for violin and piano. Live. There you go. Schubert, Symphony No. 9. Haydn, 92. Oxford, Mendelssohn, Symphony No. 3. The Scottish, live. Bach, Brandenburg Concerto No. 4. Stravinsky, Pulcinella, live. The Halfter Sinfonietta. Oh, it's so great. It's great. Maurice Ohana. Wow. Llanto par Ignacio Sánchez Mejias. Saraband for harpsichord and orchestra, and various preludios and intermedios. De Zarzuela. Yeah! Yay! And if anybody corrects my Spanish pronunciation, you will promptly be blocked forever from this channel. So don't dare tempt me. There you go. A major conductor, died way too young, 22 fun-filled CDs. God knows what the licensing arrangement was, or if there was one. Do we care? At this point, no, I don't really think we should. So there you are, on Scribendum. Yay! Next, the complete RCA album collection of Emanuel Ax. Really fine pianist, doesn't get much attention, did he? He was sort of always a little bit off the radar. Really a wonderful chamber music performer, I think. That's always a damning with faint praise when you say someone's a good chamber music performer. I don't think he ever made a bad record. I really don't. I just think that he was always reliable and he didn't have that kind of flamboyant persona as a pianist that allowed them to market him the way that perhaps would have given him the most attention. But this is good stuff. 23 CDs. Of a lot of music. Let's see what's in here. And then you can, you're on your own here. Okay. Let us begin with I hope this is a track list. It is. Yay, CD1. Okay, it's the first prize winner at the Arthur Rubinstein International Piano Master Competition. There you go. See, he won something. Does it matter? No. Chopin, Third Sonata, Liszt Schubert transcriptions, Gnomon Regan, and a transcendental etude or 2. Oh, yes. Oh, after Paganini in A minor. Pardon me. That, which one that is. Okay, then we have Chopin. Chopin's Andante Spianato and Grand Polonaise, Nocturne, Scherzo number 4, Polonaise Fantasy. I mean, Chopin's beautiful. It really is. It's first rate. Beethoven, Waldstein, Eroica Variations. CD4, Dvorak. The piano quintet with the Cleveland Quartet. Oh, such a gorgeous work. I don't care who plays it. Ravel, Gaspard de la Nuit, Vals Noble, Mother Goose, with Yoko Nozaki, who's Mrs. Ax, I believe, isn't she? I think so. Chopin, Piano Concerto number 2. 3 Nouvelles Etudes, Scherzo number 2 with Philly and Ormandy. Now, he remade the Chopin Concerti with Macaris on original instruments, and they're really, really great. I mean, you could argue they're better than these. They're more interesting in any way, but this is Ormandy, and it's Ax, and it's lovely, and what's not to like? Mozart, Concertos 20 and 22 with the Dallas Symphony and Eduardo Mata. Lovely performances as well. Beethoven, 23, the Appassionata, Les Adieux, Polonaise in C major. Chopin, Piano Concerto number 1 with Ax and Ormandy. Schumann, Humoresca, Fantasia Stücke. I like his Humoresca. It's a really nice Humoresca. Mozart, numbers Concerti 17 and 18 with Pinchas Zuckerman and the St. Paul Chamber Orchestra. These are like early RCA digitals, and for some reason, I don't know. They actually sound pretty good now. Nobody cared. I'm sorry. I don't know how else to say it. I don't know why. I just don't know why. But this was maybe at the beginning of the digital explosion, and Ax was kind of doing things that a lot of other pianists had already done and were about to do, and specialists, some of them, and so he just didn't get the attention. But I've been listening to these. I mean, I haven't listened to this since I pulled it out of the box about 10 minutes ago, but when it came out, I was listening through and I was just thinking to myself, this is really, really good. I mean, he's just such a fine, sensitive, and honest pianist, and I don't know. Okay, Weber, Grand Duo Concertant for piano and clarinet. This is with Richard Stoltzman, and it's in the Richard Stoltzman box. And the Arpeggione Sonata arranged for clarinet. Brahms, Piano Quintet with the Cleveland Quartet. See, he was great. People had issues with the Cleveland Quartet sometimes, compared to like every other quartet in the universe. It's just, that usual thing. But it's a good performance. Brahms' first piano concerto with James Levine. It's very good. It's really good. Let's see, is there another one here? I just want to make sure I got this right. 14, 15, yeah. Schubert, the Trout. Wolfgang Amadeus Mozart, you know him. Eine kleine Nachtmusik with the Guarnieri Quartet and Julius Levine. First rate Schubert Trout. It absolutely is. With the Guarnieri, it's just great. Schubert's Schwanengesang with Håkan Hagegard. Well, that's nice. That's really nice. I mean, I haven't heard that in ages. I mean, I'm not a big, song person, a leader person, as you know. But Håkan Hagegard is such a beautiful baritone. Okay, Brahms, cello sonatas with Yo-Yo Ma. Well, I'm not a big fan of the Brahms cello sonatas. And I'm not even a big fan of Yo-Yo Ma, quite frankly. I mean, he's good. I find him a touch bland. I think Ax is more interesting of the two of them. The 4 Chopin Ballades and the second piano sonata. This is quite good. This is a very good Chopin disc. It really is. Beethoven Emperor Concerto with Previn. And the Choral Fantasy with New York Phil and Zubin Mehta. They are not the most fascinating performances of those works, I don't think. But actually, the Choral Fantasy is quite good. The Choral Fantasy is really good. It's exciting. But the Emperor, a little tame, I guess. Beethoven Concertos 1 and 2, also with Previn. I mean, those are nice, but then 3 and 4. Okay, not the best Beethoven piano concerto cycle. There are so many Beethoven piano concerto cycles out there. And again, I don't think the issue is Ax so much as it is Previn, who was never a big Beethoven conductor, frankly. So there you go. Schumann's Piano Quartet and Quintet with the Cleveland Quartet. Lovely performances. Schubert, Die Schöne Müllerin with Håkan Hagegard. Again, fresh, young, impulsive, nice performances. And that's the whole deal. That's the whole deal. Mostly very good. It's a box. It's a mishmash. It's obviously probably out of print, like everything I talk about these days, it seems, especially if it was in a box. But you've got 3 big boxes of stuff to think about. And I would give them some serious consideration, at least some of the things inside them. I know the Argenta's around because Scribendum is just, there. But the Bernius and the Ax, I'm not sure. They're both Sony BMG, and you never know. But keep on listening, friends. Thanks so much for joining me for Random Reviews. Take care.